Oh, here we go. All right, let's watch this. Here we go. The best thing that Israel could do is stop talking about anti-Semitism. I really mean it. The best thing that they could do, if you really care about, the well-being of Jewish people, stop talking about anti-Semitism. And here's the reason why, is that for Israel, this is a best-case scenario. And let me explain how. Basically, now Israel can look at this obvious tragedy, completely unjustified killing, terrible thing that happened, and they can say, look at this. This is the result of anti-Semitism. But that's only half of the puzzle. The other half of the puzzle is that they say that any criticism of them and the way that they've acted militarily with Palestine and Gaza is also anti-Semitism. So this allows them to create a frame of reference that justifies why anti-Semitism and what they define as anti-Semitism should be suppressed and shut down. Never let a tragedy go to waste. Anti-Semitism is starting to sound a lot like Islamophobia, huh? It is. And this is the problem, is that anti-Zionism is sometimes considered anti-Semitism in both directions. Like, basically, sometimes you have criticism of Israel that's intentionally misrepresented to be criticism of Jews in order to make the criticism of Israel be suppressed. And then you also have some people that hate Jews, but they hide it behind hating Israel. Like, by saying things are Israeli and everything else. Like, basically, everything bad has to do with Israel. At a certain point, you try to ask yourself, why is that? So both of these things are happening. So the dishonesty comes from both directions. That's it.
On August 17th, about 4 months ago, I sent Prime Minister Albanese of Australia a letter in which I gave him a warning.
Strongly worded letter.
That the Australian government's policy was promoting and encouraging anti-Semitism in Australia. I wrote, your call for a Palestinian state pours fuel on the anti-Semitic fire. It rewards...
See, this is, again, it has nothing to do with, like, a Palestinian state or anything else like this. And he's intentionally trying to infuse his nation's, basically land politics and, like, a military struggle. And he's trying to launder the military struggle that he's had in his own country over the dead bodies of Jews in Australia. That's what he's doing. He's doing it right now.
Mass terrorism. It emboldens those who menace Australian Jews and encourages the Jew hatred now stalking your streets. Anti-Semitism is a cancer. It spreads when leaders stay silent. It retreats when leaders act.
Now I can see why some people say this attack is planned by Israel. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think that's a ridiculous conspiracy theory. But comments like this and them trying to take advantage of it and then weaponize it to push their political goals, it's very obvious why people see that, and it makes them totally fucking radicalized against it.
I call upon you to replace weakness with action, appeasement with resolve. Instead, Prime Minister, you replaced weakness with weakness and appeasement with more appeasement. Your government did nothing to stop the spread of anti-Semitism in Australia.
Yep.
You did nothing to curb the cancer cells that were growing inside your country.
And the problem, and this is the issue, is that he's half right about this. He's half right about it. But the problem is that the other half, like, you're half right only in service of advancing the goal that's the half that's wrong.
You took no action. You let the disease spread. And the result is the horrific attacks on Jews we saw today. We saw an action of a brave man, turns out a Muslim brave man, and I salute him, that stopped one of these terrorists from killing innocent Jews. But it requires the action of your government, which you're not taking. And you have to, because history will not forgive hesitation and weakness.
Any argument towards history is just an argument towards self-centered narcissism. Historically, in 100 years from now, people are not going to look at what's happened in Palestine with Israel being the good guys. It's not going to happen. Now, it might look like that right now because of the media hegemony, but I think that upon historical review, looking back on it 50 years from now, yeah. Good or right? I think that it will be viewed as a form of military or aggressive oppression. I think that's true. Are you sure about that? I'm not sure, but like I that's what I think is going to happen.
It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere. Because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety.
Winner is always right. I don't think they're winning. I think they're losing massively. I think that Israel is losing massively in the court of public opinion, which is what really matters.
And we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us. They're not only trying to annihilate us.
Does it? Yeah, it does.
They attack us because they attack the West. In Syria, we saw yesterday 2 American soldiers killed.
I didn't even know that.
American interpreter.
God damn. Bro, I took a day off and this happens?
Killed because
Holy
they represent
shit.
our common culture. Now, as a result of this, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said the following. He said, let it be known that if you target Americans...
The problem is that I don't think that you're ever going to be able to sell a lot of Americans on the idea of a common culture with an ethno-state that's based around a religion that has an othering word for people that are not part of that religion. I don't think that's really going to sell. Like, it's just not. Like, it's true that, like, we do have a degree of shared culture with Israel, of course. We have a degree of shared culture with a lot of places.
Anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you.
Nice.
We send our condolences to the people of America. And I want to say that our policy is exactly that policy.
See, it's always weaponizing the dead people in Australia, weaponizing the dead soldiers in Syria. ABC. Always be closing.
That's why those who target Israelis, target our soldiers, try to kill them or try to hurt them.
You're uneducated. Israel's a bit exclusive. 20% of the population are Muslim. I think it's closer to 18. It's 18 to 20%. But yeah, you're right about that. But are you going to tell me that Israel is not a Jewish state? Like, what are we doing? Stop it. Stop being stupid.
And wound them, as happened in Gaza yesterday. We take action. They will spend the rest of their brief, anxious lives knowing that Israel will hunt them, find them, and ruthlessly dispose of them.
Nope.
That is American policy. This is Israel's policy. It's our policy in Gaza, in Lebanon, anywhere around us. We do not sit by and let these killers kill us.
It's every single time, bro. Like, it's so tiresome to have every single time that there's a tragedy, this guy wants to come on and make it out to where, like, he's laundering his country's actions that are receiving criticism internationally. He's laundering the dead bodies of this tragedy. Like, he's using them to push his fucking his military goals, basically, right? It's so fucking annoying, man. It's exhausting. The rhetoric he made now is why people consider all Jews to be connected to Israel. You're right. I mean, you're right. You're right. This is, and again, I think that the best thing that Israel could do to stop anti-Semitism is to stop talking about it. Because every single time that they go out and they do that, all it does is divide people, make them more racist, make them more anti-Semitic. And the reason why is because he is not doing this from a place of virtue. He's doing it from a place of opportunity, basically.